Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make Taylor Swift. Now, I've been asked to make her in this particular outfit by one of my followers on Instagram. So she's going to be wearing her white shirt and her high-waisted black shorts with the little brown shoes and the black hat. I'm using Crafty Ladybug's technique for the back of the head so that she has hair on the back of her head. I love that. If you haven't checked out Crafty's YouTube channel, you really should. She's a very talented lady. We're going to use black, white, skin tone, brown, yellow, and also two little mini pony beads. They're the 7mm by 4mm. A single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, which means columns 1 and 3 are going to be slightly lower than column 2. The open part of the peg is facing towards you if you don't have an arrow. If you have an arrow, the arrow is facing towards you. We're going to be double banding, which means you take two bands and you place them on the pegs together as if they were one. This gives the figure a more robust feel to her, so that she's not sort of falling apart all the time. And as you can see, we're starting a little bit differently. We're going to be doing the top of the hat as part of the figure. So now we will move to the yellow for her hair. If a band gets a bit twisted, just run your hook around the inside of it and it will usually just sort of unravel quite naturally. Push everything down so you've got room. It's going to be quite crowded. Now, I'm going to take a single band and stretch it in the shape of a triangle over these three pegs. I'm going to do the same above it and the same above it again. And that's basically to stop the back of the head having these great big gaps in it. The other thing is her hair. We're going to use little chains, single chains. It's going to be an end cap and 1, 2, 3, 4 chains long. You can do that on your loom, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you put an end cap, wrap a single band around your hook twice and pop on the end here, and then you loop up. Or you can do it on your hook. So that's how you would do it if you're doing it on your loom. And I only need one extra. I have 5 here anyway. If you're doing it on your loom, that's how you do it. If you're doing it on your hook, which is usually how I do it, I place a single, wrap it once and twice, place my band, my first one, on my hook and slide over and reclaim. Slide over and reclaim. And this is a good technique to learn, because if your loom is full, you still need to do a chain. You can at least do it. And my last one. So there, if you have to do it on your hook, that is how you would do your little chain on your hook. Okay, now let's just lift this crossover band up for a bit. We're going to put 3 this side and 3 this side. So I'm going to take these off and I'm going to slide my first one on, and I'll just put this back for now so I don't lose what I'm doing. Here's the others. So I need 2 from this side here. Move them to the end of my hook, pop my hook on the band and slide these on, and then I'm going to replace the band like that, and I will move my crossover band to incorporate that one. I'm going to do the other side, put my finger on here so it doesn't go flying off, move my little hair extensions up, slide these on like so, and put those 2 bands back like that. These can just sort of flop down the bottom here, and then move my crossover band back. Okay, that's an important part. We mustn't forget that. Okay, now we're going to put a skin tone band at the bottom here. So take a single, wrap it once and twice, and we pop that on this peg here at the neck area. We're going to dig down past that and grab those bands, the yellow bands, and loop them up. Now we're going to loop the hair in. So take your hook, grab the 2 top ones and loop across. The same for the other side. 2 top bands, loop across. That's for her hair. Okay, get these out the way if you want to, so you can see what you're doing. Put them on the sides like that. We're going to loop the middle one up twice. So there's your first one, there's your second one. Do not go past that. For this side of the hair, we only loop up once, and you're finding the bottom 2 bands and looping up once. We do not loop up further just yet. Okay, now we're going to place the bands for our eyes and our face. So take 2 of the skin tone, and we start down here because this is her hair and this is her hat. So 2 here, and then 2 here for the side of her face. I'm going to do her jawline. Push everything down. I'm only going to use 2 bands for the neck because I already have this set here. Okay, so 2 for the neck and push down. I'm going to take a single skin tone and stretch it across those 3 pegs for my crossover. And up here, I'm going to take a single, I'm going to twist it once, twice, 3 times, and place across that peg so the eyes don't fall to the back of the head. Now, I have my eyes threaded onto a single skin tone band. If you don't have beads, you can use bands. A single band wrapped once, twice, and 3 times equals 1 bead. And you would do exactly the same. Wrap it once, twice, and 3 times. You would slide these onto a single skin tone band, just as I have done with the beads. Then you place them across and lift this middle part of the band up and over, like I'm just about to here. Place them across, move the beads or the bands, one at either side of the head, take your hook, get that top part of the band and put it over this peg. Okay, so you would do the same if you were using bands. Okay, before we move to the body, we need to see how there's these 2 bands here for the neck, and then there's the end cap here that we used at the back of the hair. See if I can get it closer for you. We're going to put our hook in here from the front, grab the end cap bands and pull them up and over onto the neck like that and push that down. Now we can start with our shirt for our body. I'm going to come down 1 pair and 2 pair, and then I'm going to use white. So from her neck to her shoulders is going to be white. I'm still double banding. Okay, I'm going to come down 3. Normally for the torso we would come down 4, but she has high-waisted pants, so I'm only going to come down 3. I'm going to come down 1 here because I've come down 2 with that. I'm also going to take 2 white bands and place them from here to here, and the same on this side from here to here, and I'm going to put a little end cap, a white end cap there, so single band, wrap it once and twice, And the reason I put the end cap in the middle is so that it doesn't sort of leave this gaping hole in the middle of her chest. Okay, now her black pants, again double banding. Skin tone for her legs. And as you can see, we need to add a little bit of extension here for her legs. I'm going to take 2 black bands, and from the crotch up to the top of her shorts there, and the same on the other side from there to there, and we're going to put a black end cap here. Single wrap it once and twice, and that goes here. We're going to use some crossover bands, so we'll take a single and we'll stretch it, and we'll take a single and I'm going to twist it on itself and make it tighter so that it gives her more of a waist. The same for the white shirt. I'm going to take a single, twist it, figure 8, loop it on itself, and put that here for her waist to draw it in. But for the bust line, I'm just doing a single without looping it on itself. For her arms, I'm going to take a single skin tone, wrap it once and twice, slide it onto a pair and another pair, and then I'm going to do 3 pair of white. And place like that. Same for the other side. Single, wrap it once and twice, slide onto a pair and another pair, and then 3 pair of white. So for her legs, for her feet, I'm using brown because she wears these little brown sort of low flat shoes. I'm going to take 2 bands, wrap it once and twice, and slide onto 2 bands. Move those down to the middle like that, spread them out so that they're even, and reclaim the end of my bands. I'll take another 2, wrap once and twice, and I'm going to take these 2 bands closest to the end of my hook up and over so that it's like that. Then I'm going to have 2 skin tone, and I'm going to slide this all onto there, but I'm going to do it in sections. I'm going to do the first 2 bands, then I'm going to do the wrapped bands, and the reason I'm doing this is I don't want them to all get tangled. And then I'm going to reclaim. Now normally I would just put that on the end of the foot, but because we've added the hair, I need to add length to her legs. So I'm going to take another pair of skin tone and I'm going to add that to there like that, and then place that on her leg like so. Let's do the other side. Pair of brown, wrap once and twice, slide onto a pair of brown, reclaim the end of your bands, a pair of brown, wrap once and twice. This time we slide onto a pair of skin tone. I'm sorry, this time we take these 2 bands and move them over the top of our wrapped bands Now we push them onto the skin tone. First those 2 bands, then the wrapped band, and then the other 2. Reclaim the end of your skin tone, and now we need to have another pair of skin tone to give the extra length to the legs. Reclaim the end, you can angle the foot, and that goes on the end of the leg here. So we have legs, we have shorts, we have shirt. We will use 2 extra bands to do some cuffs on her sleeves. We have hair, face, and the top of her hat. Okay, so we're ready to loop up. We actually add the brim of the hat after the fact. So dig down, find the 2 skin tone bands, and let's do this on either side. Loop up, and loop up. Dig down past the end cap, grab the 2 top black bands and loop to the left. Well, in my case it's the left, it might be the right for you depending which one at the top. Push down, grab those 2 bottom bands and we loop those up. As you know, I like to do arms first so that I know that they've been locked in. So I'm going to go up to the arms, to the shoulders here, and I'm going to loop from one side to the throat, dig down and find those other and link those to the throat. Now I know that my arms are in. I'll go back here. Now I have a end cap in here. I'm going to go past the end cap to the 2 top bands, so now we've looped up to the arms. We're going to dig down here in the center past that end cap, if I can get past it, past the end cap, grab the 2 top white bands, which are these 2 here, and loop those up to the arms as well, and the same on the other side. Grab those and loop those up to the arms. Alright, I'm then going to loop up here and dig down, grab the 2 skin tone bands and loop those up. I'm now going to find the arms and link those to the chest, to the neck area, sorry, and then the chest to the neck last, so that the skin tone bands are the ones on top. So our arms are looped in. Digging down here, we need to find the 2 bottom skin tone bands and loop those up. Now here we're just finding the top 2 skin tone bands, so make sure you go past the ones for the neck, find the top 2 skin tone and loop to one side. Do the same for the other, top 2 and loop to the side, and then you have to be careful, you're only going for these 2, okay, but you've also got the ones for the back of the neck, so push those back with the back of your hook, so you've just got those 2 and loop those up. Likewise here, we're just going for the top 2 skin tone, just the skin tone, and now we're digging down and finding the 2 yellow, And now we can do the black for the top of the hat. And we're going to tie off with 2 black bands. Push your hook through the middle here and out through the side, and put your 2 black bands on the end of your hook and drag them through and then to the back side of that peg here. Okay, you're going to take the 2 closest to you, up, over and off, and pull tight. We are now going to take her off our loom, and I use the back of a metal hook to help me. I don't like putting any extra pressure on the bands that doesn't need to be there. Gently ease everything off. So here is our little figure. Pull her arms out and down so she doesn't look like a scarecrow. And we're going to use our tie-off bands, so I'm not going to hide them down the back yet. What I am going to do is pull them out the back here. So I'm going to move in and grab them and pull them down the back so that they poke out. And actually I don't want those yellow bands at the forefront. I want just the black bands sticking out the back here like that, because I'm going to use those to help me with the brim of her hat. Okay, so for the brim of her hat, it's just a chain that I've double banded. You can do it on your loom if you like, and we need 14. Okay, so even if you do it on your loom, you're not going to have enough spaces, but you would have to add 2. So you could go all the way down and add 2 if that's what you wanted to do. Personally, I like to do it on my hook, which is take a single band, wrap once and twice, and then you take pairs. So this is our first pair. We need 14 pairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, so we've got our 14 bands, and this is going to be, as I said, the brim of her hat, which is going to go around like this. What we have to do, we want to curl this around like this. So put your hook through one side, then through the end cap, and then through the other side, so it's joined into a circle. Okay, we're going to take these tie-off bands and slide all of these on like that. Now what we need to do is flip this over. I want to be very careful. I'm going to hold these bands so I don't lose them, but I have to take my hook out. Okay, so I've got those bands there. Okay, now what I want to do is have the hat like this, and I'm going to use another hook. I'm going to go through the middle of my hat on the front, then I'm going to go through the middle of her head, the black portion, and I'm going to grab those two tie-off bands like that on the end of my hook, pull them forward, pull them through her hat, okay, and I'm going to pull them tight. I'm then going to do the same through a different spot. Okay, so I'm going to pull those tight, go through her head again, and come through a different spot on her hat, grab those bands, and I'm going to pull them back. And it can be a bit tricky. You might catch more than you bargain for. And I think I did, so I'm going to loosen that up a bit and perhaps try again. There's the two bands there's the two loops that I have here. I'm going to hold on to those. I'm going to go through the back of her, and I'm going to try and go at the back, at the base here. Go through the back of her head again, and I'm going to grab those two bands and gently pull them back. There I have it. Okay, there I have it. Now you can use a clip, or you can use a band to secure this. I'm going to use yellow because that's the colour of her hair, so I'm going to put my yellow band through like that. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is tie a slip knot on that, go through the back of her head here and find that band and pull it. Okay, and it's going to be at the back of her head here, and then I can basically just tie it around the back of her head. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll put my hook through here, grab the loop, and I'm going to tie it in a knot. So that's the other end of it. I know you're laughing at me for doing a knot. Do a knot any way you can. I should be outlawed from doing knots, shouldn't I? There we go. I've pulled the knot tight. It's at the back of her head. You can't see it. Now I have to stretch this out so it doesn't look so oblong. I mean, it can look, and you want to pull her top of her head out a bit too. It doesn't matter if it looks long, that's fine, but you don't want it to look too sort of odd because it's a hat. But anyway, hats are quite tricky. Stretch it out, give it a bit of shape to it, pull the top bit of her head out so that it's got a bit of a top to it, and there we have Taylor Swift. I haven't done her red lipstick. If you choose to do that, please go for it. And you could also use this with a little skirt as a school uniform with a boater hat. I hope you enjoy making her. Take care. Bye bye.